Today, we're talking about powder. Ball powder. I think powder is something that's really important in men's grooming, especially in keeping the package down there, dry and smelling fresh and good and clean. And so I think it's an interesting topic because it's not something that I was in a few years ago, but I've been watching, Alpha M's channel and he's been talking about powder, and I started with chassis and now I'm trying out all the powders on the market. So today we're going to talk about Pete and Pedro's specifically, their powder, which they came out with about almost a year ago, I'd say. So they have three right now offerings for their powder. They have the Frost, the Fresh, and the Unscented. The powders themselves, they all work pretty much the same. It's just a question of preference to you. Do you want something that doesn't smell like anything? Do you want something that smells crisp and fresh? Or do you want something that smells crisp and also makes you feel crisp? And more on this one later. I have quite the funny story about that. So just to go over the bottle, it's a very I like the design. They had made a poll on YouTube asking us, what design of font and lettering do we prefer, and I'm glad to say the one I voted for was the one that was selected in the end. So that's always fun to see brands, listening to their audiences and listening to what people want and trying to put it in. But yeah, it's very clean, simple packaging, tells you everything you need to know about what's in this powder. Again, I'm sure you've heard this quite a lot in this men's grooming space, but I think it's really important that you pick a powder that is talc free, just so that it doesn't bake like wet paste in your pants when things get hot and heavy in the not so good kind of way. So I think it's really important that spend a bit more money and get the right kind of powder. Doesn't have to be Pete and Pedro. There's some others on the market that are also talc free. Just so that it stays dry even if you start sweating. Just keep that in mind. Fresh is definitely my favorite one, just because it's got a nice pleasant scent. It's nothing strong, just very clean, very crisp, but nothing that's gonna smell overpowering or drown out anything that you might be wearing in terms of fragrance or deodorant. To me, the unscented wood is just, it works, but I like to have that extra bonus of a nice crisp scent down there. It just helps things stay fresh and better smelling for a longer period of time. So to me, Fresh is the best one. And I'm gonna talk about Frost. Frost. I was misled when I put this on for the first time. I saw Frost, I thought it was like, okay, it's gonna be just a nice cooling sensation, just a cool breeze down your pants, and it's gonna help things be interesting and keep you on your toes. No, that is not the case. This should actually, and there should be a warning on the bottle saying that your nuts are gonna be so cold they're gonna feel like they're on fire. Because that's what I felt when I first put this on. I kid you not, for 15 minutes I could not concentrate. I couldn't sit straight. I had to check if all the hardware was still in place, okay? It felt like I literally sat down in a bowl of liquid nitrogen. It was not Frost, this was deep freeze, fire cold. Then it started to get a bit better around the 15-20 minute mark. But for those first 10-15 minutes, oh my god, I was borderline pain. So I don't know if this is something that I'm only experiencing, or any one of you who have tried Frost have experienced this as well. But just buyer beware. You need balls of steel to wear this. Now I did find that I got used to it as I was wearing it more frequently, and after a couple of weeks, I didn't find that it was as cold, or I was a little more accustomed to the sensation. But still, when you do put it on, if you come out of the shower and your pores are open, you gotta feel it. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy another bottle of this, because this stuff is pretty intense. I've had cooling powders down there. This is the top. This is by far the most extreme freezing sensation I've ever felt in my life. And again, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, just wanted to put it out there. Otherwise, hey, it's powder, it works. I really recommend it for any guy out there, truly any age. It makes a huge difference, especially if you're someone who works a job like retail or construction where you're walking, you're standing a lot throughout the day, you're working in an environment that's making you sweat, making you stay warm. I used to work a retail job at Lowe's, so I was on my feet 8 to 9 hours a day, and this was a game changer. Honestly, it really was. I can't tell you how much of a difference it makes just to have dry balls, to put it simply. I do have one complaint though about these bottles, okay? The cap here, okay, the lid is just a twist, like infinite twisting cap. You twist one way to open and you're supposed to twist the other way to close. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, okay, but regardless of which direction I twist, this bottle is not closing. Like it's this one I can get it to close and open like this, okay? Again, I don't know if you can see it. This one I can't. For some reason, I think something went wrong. Just keep spinning, and no matter what, I can't seem to close it. This is really annoying because if I do travel and I put my bottle in my dock kit like this, now I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of powder and it's all gonna go in the dock kit. So much so that I now have a ball powder specific dock kit because I was using it in my, regular toiletries for shaving and stuff like that, and it made a complete mess. So that's one thing I don't like about these bottles is these infinite twist caps. I just wish it was a normal flap that you open and close. You know when it's open, you know when it's closed. Simple. There are some other bottles on the market that have that kind of system, chassis. So that is one thing that I do not like about these bottles is that sometimes you might get one where it just doesn't want to open or doesn't want to close, and you're screwed because there's unless you want to put tape on your bottle every time you use it, which is kind of annoying. You shouldn't have to do that. So that is one gripe I have with Pete Pedro's ball powder, but the rest I gotta say it's 10 out of 10. In terms of price to a quantity, 5 ounces for $20. So it's up there, but it's not the most expensive that you have on the market. It's actually a pretty good size container, and you can use it for a couple months out of this. I find I get when I use it twice a day. So I put some on before I go to bed, after my shower, and then I put some on in the morning after my shower for the day. So usually I do those two twice per day, and I find I can get quite a few, about, I don't know, 3.5 months out of one bottle. So just my use case scenario. Other than that, there's not much else I can say. I think it's great. I'm gonna check out the other powders. I'm gonna put this to the test with what else is out there, and I'm gonna share it with you. But I think if you're looking for a great, again, talc-free, high-quality ball powder, and you want to try out Pete and Pedro, I recommend it. I'll link to it down below. If you guys are interested, go check it out. Catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.